Hey everybody, it's Mandy with UTeen. I have kind of a fun video today that hopefully will be helpful for some of you. And it is about how to style naturally curly hair. Now I've had naturally curly hair since I basically hit puberty at about 13 or 14. And over the last 15 years or so, I've learned a lot of things about how to style my hair curly. Now as a teenager, my hair was actually really a lot tighter than this. And as I've gotten older and I've had babies, it's loosened up quite a bit. But over the last many years, I've had lots of tears and heartache and frustration over my curly hair. But I've also learned a lot of things that are helpful in styling your naturally curly hair. Because those of you that have it will understand that it can be quite unruly and kind of hard to control. So hopefully, regardless of how curly your hair is, I hope some of these tips will be helpful for those of you that have curly or wavy hair, and hopefully those of you that straighten it, maybe it'll give you some tips on how to, I guess, brave your curls and learn how to work with them. The first thing I wanted to talk about is washing your hair. Now a lot of people will be shocked to find out that I only shampoo my hair once, maybe twice a week. Naturally curly hair in general, and mine particularly, is really prone to dryness, so you don't want to over shampoo it because you'll just create a lot more problems. But I do condition my hair quite often, so even if I'm not shampooing every day, I still will usually get into the shower and wet my hair down and recondition, especially my ends, because they get so dry. No matter how you wear your hair curly, whether you're wearing it all down, no matter what length it is, if you're doing kind of, a half up look, or if you're doing a full updo or something like that. Oh, that looks great. You want to really start with a good base curl. So these are some tips to kind of give you that good base curl to help you create whatever style you're going for. For me, my styling process and styling my curly hair actually starts immediately after I get out of the shower. So after whether I've shampooed or not, and after I've conditioned, I get out of the shower, and basically all I do is I take my hair and I just wring the excess water out of my hair. And then what I do is I take this product right here. This is by Schwarzkopf. You can get this at, I think, any Target or Walmart. It's relatively cheap. And it is called Got to Be Glue. And it basically is just that. It's like a school glue. It's really, really, really sticky. But it has really great hold. And the reason I get away with using this is because my hair at this point, after I've just wrung it out, I actually put this in my hair at this point. So my hair is still really, really wet. So it dilutes this quite a bit. So after I've wrung my hair out, again, right after I step out of the shower, I have this on my countertop ready to go. And I just take like a quarter size amount of this. Keep in mind my hair is pretty long, so if you have shorter hair, you may want to adjust that. But I take about a quarter size of this, I just massage it into my hands, and I take it into my hair kind of starting at the ends and underneath, and I just kind of work it in with my palms and my fingertips. And I concentrate a little bit more right here and on my ends because that's where I'm prone to frizz and where I need the most hold. So again, because I use this product when my hair is so wet, it dilutes it, so it keeps me from getting really crunchy, crispy hair. And a big tip when you are doing your hair curly, regardless of what product you're using, is I think it's best to avoid anything that's going to make your hair too crispy or crunchy or anything. Avoid too much product because you really want your curls to be soft and touchable, and you don't want it to look like there's icicles hanging off of your head, curly icicles. You don't want them to be stiff, you want them to be soft. So just be careful not to overdo it on the styling products. So at this point my hair is really wet, I've got this product in it, and then all I do is I flip it upside down, I wrap it up in a towel, kind of classic turban style, and I let it sit there for about 20 or 30 minutes while I finish getting dressed or finish getting ready, just to sop up that excess moisture, because you obviously don't want to walk out the door with your hair sopping wet. So anyway, so after my towel's been sitting on my head for about 20 or 30 minutes, my next tip is one thing I really have to do, especially with my hair because it's so long, is if I just let my hair, take it out of the towel and let it dry, it's going to get really flat right here, because all of the weight and just gravity is going to kind of naturally dry your hair kind of in this flat, and then your curls are going to go out and you're going to kind of look like a mushroom head, which I think generally is you want to avoid. So I like to try and keep as much body in my roots as possible when I'm wearing my hair curly. So what I do is, well, first of all, when you take the towel off your head, your hair's gonna look pretty ragged and nasty. So at this point you may think, oh my gosh, how can I make my hair work at this when it looks like this? But don't worry about it. Just don't resist the temptation to touch your hair and to fix it, because it's gonna be pretty tangled and pretty frizzy, but we'll deal with that later. So what you wanna do at this point is I take like a clippy claw, just a classic clippy claw like this. You can also use bobby pins. I find these work. They're a little easier to use, but what I do is I take my hair that's still pretty wet. Most of it's not sopping wet, but it's still pretty wet. And I kind of take most of the hair above my ears all the way around to the back, and I'll kind of pull this kind of up on top of my head, and I'll loosely take my claw or bobby pins. You could stick bobby pins in it as well. And I'll just loosely kind of clip my hair up like this. Doesn't that look great? And basically what this does is as your hair kind of finishes drying, it's going to kind of keep it drying in this direction so that you'll kind of have that extra body throughout the day. Now, most of you probably don't have another hour or two to just sit there and watch your hair dry or wait for your hair to dry. So if you're in a hurry to get out the door, what a tip that I can give is flip your head upside down, get your blow dryer out, put it on a low setting but a hot or a warm setting, and just really kind of stick your blow dryer in close to your roots, just to kind of get a head start on drying those roots and drying them in the right direction. So, and you can even use a touch of hairspray, and that will kind of help hold that volume at your roots. Just don't overdo it on the hairspray. So you can blow dry it. The less blow drying you do, the better, I think. Your curls will be a little bit softer, there'll be a little bit less frizz, but if you are in a big hurry, like today I was in a big hurry, and I actually used the blow dryer for a good five minutes or so, so I dried it pretty good here at the root and the top of my head back here. So I got it pretty dry with the blow dryer. But if you have a little time, oh my goodness, if you have a little time, just leave the clip in, go finish getting breakfast. Like I usually finish getting my kids ready for school, or with that lovely clip in my hair. So keep it in as long as you can. Now, once your hair is dry, so after you've either blow dried a little bit or you've waited a little bit of time, and it's pretty much, it should be pretty well mostly dry at this point. What you want to take is this, I use this Garnier, it's called Fiber Gum Putty. Now I used to use Redken Rewind, which works really, really well. I love the Rewind product, but I go through this product really quickly. I use a lot of this in my hair every day if it's curly, sometimes multiple times in a day. So the Redken I think is $20 a bottle. This is about $3 or $4 a bottle. So yeah, and it works really just about as well. So I use this now. But basically this is just like a styling. It's kind of a paste. It's pretty like gummy looking. It's kind of a slippery paste. So it really is good at creating some hold in your hair and taming frizz without creating a lot of like crispy crunch hold like a gel or like this glue would do. So this works great, and the Redken does exactly the same thing. Oh, yuck. So what I do is I'll take a pretty generous amount of this. Now again, my hair's really long, so I need quite a bit of this, which is probably why I go through it so fast. But I take a really good chunk of it. I don't know if you can see that, but I take a pretty generous amount, and I rub this, and I'll rub this around in my fingers, and then I'll run my fingers under the tap to kind of get them nice and wet and really dilute that paste and get it really slippery. And then I'll take it through the top of my hair where it's going to be pretty frizzy. Some of your curls are going to be really crazy looking at this point, but this is going to tame all of your curls, and this is going to set them for the day. So this is really like the thing that's going to transform your curls, I think. For me, it does. So I take that, I rub it around with the water, get it real slippery, and I just take it kind of lightly and pull it through my curls, just kind of like this, especially like right here where I have a lot of frizz. And I'll just take that through, even kind of underneath, and just lightly pull that through. And when it's wet, it really goes a long way, and it does a great job at taming that frizz and holding the curls for the rest of your curls for the rest of the day. So so yeah, this is a great product to use if it's a really windy day, or if you're just really extra active that day. Say you're outside playing around a lot or playing with your kids or doing sports or whatever, you may want to reapply this later on. Sometimes I'll apply this later if I feel like I'm getting more frizz or if I've been touching my hair a lot. I'll use this again with the water. So always add water to this just to keep it from getting too gloopy on your hair and creating too much stiffness. So that's basically it. Now just a couple more things I wanted to mention. Watch out for hairspray. I do use a little bit of hairspray on my hair, but you just don't want to overdo it with the hairspray. I know personally, if I use too much hairspray, it really makes my hair feel really dry. It makes it look really dry. And I want my hair to look as soft and just healthy as possible when it's curly. If you have by chance just gone a little bit overboard on the hairspray, this is a really great product to use. This is just an argan oil. I purchased this at Sally's Beauty Supply. I know Moroccan oil makes a really good one. And really any like frizz serum or there's all kinds of oils out there that you could use that probably do a similar thing. But I love this one personally. I've used a lot of different ones and I really am loving this one. It smells great, it feels so good on my hair without making my hair too greasy. I can use quite a bit of this because my hair is so dry, it just kind of soaks it up like a sponge. But if you are prone to oily hair, then just be real cautious of how much you use. But I use this product all the time. Even when my hair's straight, I'll use it in my ends just to keep them soft and healthy and looking smooth and shiny. It works great. So if your hair's starting to feel a little dry and you don't want to redo the whole process or do a deep conditioner, this is something you can add. I don't scrunch my hair a lot. I find that it creates a lot of curl at my ends, but kind of gives me this like poofy curl, which I don't like as much. But if you do scrunch your hair, a good tip is to scrunch it with a wet or damp towel just to keep the frizz down. I find that helps quite a bit. So anyways, I think that's everything. I hope that is helpful to some of you guys. And I hope that those of you with curly hair will embrace your curls and be grateful that you have the option to wear your hair curly. It's something I've kind of learned to appreciate, I guess, over the years, that as much as it can be a pain and my hair is completely uncontrollable, some days it looks great, some days it looks terrible. It's nice to have the option to wear it curly and to have both options. It's a great thing. And I think that yeah, curls can be beautiful. So hopefully those tips are helpful for you guys. If you have any other questions or comments or feedback, please leave them below and hopefully we will see you again soon. Thank you. Or if you want to do like this, that looks great too. Or if you want to do something like a bang, that looks great too. Curls. Curls.